Welcome to this quick PM flow where we're going to target the lower back, and we're going to do this with one pose. No props are needed, but if you'd like to have some nearby, go ahead and grab them and we'll get started. So this one pose that we're going to go into and hold for a little bit is one that opens up the iliac psoas muscle. And the psoas muscle, if you're not familiar with it, connects from the pelvic bone, and it's a deep, deep muscle, and it goes all the way to the spine and the lumbar spine, which is where we feel a lot of pain. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to solve everybody's lower back pain, but it may be a little bit helpful, especially if you've been sitting all day with your legs in this orientation with the thighs out from the hips. So here we go. We're going to come into low lunge. Taking one foot forward, making sure that the foot is flat. Now the knee can stay over the foot. If the back of your ankle is open enough, it's okay if the knee floats over the toes. We're not going to be doing a lot of movement here. We're just going to hold. And this will give a nice release of the hip flexor. And sometimes in this pose, you'll even feel it in your low back when you're here. We're going to keep the torso a little bit more active here, so you can come onto fingertips. If you choose to use props, you can bring props underneath your hands to keep yourself lifted, or bring your hands to your thigh. Just be careful that you're not pushing on the thigh itself. It's just there for balance and a place to put your arms. We just stay and breathe and allow for the hip to open up. Do your best once you find your edge of comfort not to move around a lot. Just breathe and pay attention to what's happening in the hips. By now, there may be some sensation happening in that hip. You may feel it actually in the front leg more than you feel it in the back. And also know that if your back knee is bothersome because it's poking into the ground, then put something underneath it. Cushion up. Okay, we're going to stay here for about 3 more breaths. Okay, so from here, bring your hands down onto the mat. You can bring it to the inside of the foot if that's more accessible to you, or one on the outside, one on the inside, and very slowly shift the hips back. You can take this right leg back and come into your tabletop. Stay here for a few breaths. Allow yourself to feel the feels. Now let's take a few very gentle cows and cats. Inhaling, lifting into cow. And then exhaling and curling into cat. Let's go one more round. Nice, and then come back to your tabletop. Let's take the next foot forward. Any way that you want to get it there, to start to shift your weight forward. Being mindful that that front foot is flat. Cushion the back knee if you need to, and bring yourself to the height where you feel your edge of comfort. So meaning edge of comfort is about 50% of what your intensity level is. Once you found that, then settle into your stillness and just breathe and let the body do what it's gonna do. And it's okay if on this side you're in a different position, if that's where you need to be to feel your edge. And this pose, the low lunge pose, if you've been doing any of my videos, you know I do this one all the time. And the reason for it is that it is just a heaven sent for the lower back and the hips. I know, it's one of my faves. A nice gentle breath. Try to let go of any tension you're holding in those hips. Sometimes this back quad muscle will grip and hold on as it's trying to protect itself. There's nothing to protect. You're okay. Just let the muscle go. Let's stay here for about 3 more breaths. Good. Gently bring the hands down to the mat. Slowly, slowly shift the hips back. Then take that left leg, bring it behind so that you're in tabletop. And take a few cows and cats, nice and slowly and mindfully. Okay, let's take one more round of cow and cat. And then gently press yourself back into your favorite version of child's pose. Gently bring yourself up to a seated position. And hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit more energized, a little bit more open, which will resonate to the lower back. So this is something you can do at any time of day. I chose to present it for the evening because if you are someone who sits at a desk all day or at a computer, it's nice to open up those hips so that the low back has some relief. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.